Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another Schedule 1 video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up the most efficient and fully automated meth lab in the barn. This was highly requested by you guys, and I'm finally doing it. So guys, before we start, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be teaching you this step by step. So let's go ahead and start with the beds. Head over upstairs and set up the beds just like how I do it. So 2 this way, then 3 going this way, then 4 going this way. You're gonna be left with 1 bed. You can set that up right over here. Okay, so guys, this setup is gonna be consistent of only 4 chemists and 6 handlers. Now I know that's a little weird, but we're gonna make it work. And the strategy here, guys, is to just be as efficient as possible. By that, what I mean is we're gonna have a bunch of these racks that have pseudoacid and phosphorus, and then you're gonna have a bunch of other racks with your mixes, which is gonna be used for the mixing station. And we're gonna make sure that we don't have to restock those as often, okay, as regular, because that is kind of a headache. And the whole point of this is just to be as fully automated as possible. That doesn't mean you're not going to be restocking these shelves, but it does mean that you won't be doing it as often. Now, a lot of you might be wondering why 4 chemists and why 4 mixings or 4 chemistry stations. Honestly, it balances out, and that's basically all you really need, to be honest. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get all of your materials. What you want to do is start with your large storage racks. Set them up how I'm doing it here. So that's 4 right there against that wall, and then bring it this way. Put 4 right here. Then what you want to do next is set up your mixing stations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then what you want to do is set up your brick press right there, and then a small storage rack right beside it. This is where your final product is going to go. Okay guys? Now what you want to do is set up your other large storage racks against this wall here. This is going to be the backup mix racks. So 8 of them. Okay guys? 7 and 8. Perfect. Now what you want to go ahead and do is what I did here. Okay, set up 2, 2, 2, and 2 medium storage racks, and then fill them up with acid, pseudo, and phosphorus, just like this in this order, guys. All right, so acid, pseudo, phosphorus, acid, pseudo, phosphorus. Okay, these are your backup storage racks. These are the main ones. Then we're gonna add another backup just like this. This is completely optional, you don't have to do this, but I think that you should anyways. Okay, now what we're gonna do is set up our chemistry stations just like this. Then our lab ovens adjacent to our chemistry stations. Just like that. Just enough space so that your chemists and your handlers do not get stuck. Perfect. So guys, next what you want to do is set up all of the machineries to their designated destination. So in this case, get your clipboard out, manage mixing station, set the destination to the one next to it, and do the same exact thing to the rest of them. Okay, in case of this one, the 4th one, manage mixing station, set the destination adjacent to the one in front of it. So then set the 5th to the 6th, then the 6th to the 7th, then the 7th to the last one, which is the 8th. From the 8th, set the destination to the brick press, guys. Now from the brick press, set the destination to your small storage rack. This is where your final product will be compressed into a press or into a brick, and then destination will be in this small rack. Okay guys, now you want to head over to your chemistry stations. Actually, before doing that, highlight every single mixing station, guys. Then manage 8 mixing stations and set the threshold to 10. Then scroll. Now go over to your chemistry stations and set the destination adjacent to the chemistry station, which is the oven. Now head over to your chemistry stations, guys, and set the destination to the lab oven, which is adjacent to the chemistry station. And do the same thing to the rest of them. Okay, just like this. Set the destination of the chemistry station to the lab oven. Now you want to highlight every single chemistry station and manage. Set the recipe to liquid meth. Alright guys, now what you want to do is highlight every single lab oven and then manage lab oven. Set the destination to the first mixing station, which is going to be the one in the corner here. Wonderful guys, that's basically all you had to do in terms of setting up all the machinery. Now what you want to do is set up the workers. Let's start with the chemists. So I'm going to start with this one here and assign the station to this chemistry station here, this lab oven here, then the second chemistry station on this side, the second lab oven on that side. Scroll back to the clipboard and get over to your second chemist and assign the same exact thing but on this other side. Chemistry station, lab oven, chemistry station, and lab oven. Head over to your third chemist and give them the responsibility of the mixing stations. So this is how you're gonna do it. You're gonna do the first one, skip the second and go to the third one, skip the fourth and head over to the fifth one, skip the sixth and assign them the seventh. There we go. Now head over to your last chemist. Assign the stations that you didn't assign, which are second mixing station, fourth mixing station, and sixth and eighth mixing stations. Alright guys, so the chemists are out of the way. Now all we have to do is set up the handlers. So we'll set up the first one. Now no assigned stations, but we're going to assign the routes. So from the first storage rack to the chemistry station, then the second storage rack to the second chemistry station, head over this way, then the backup storage rack to the main storage rack, then the same thing here, backup storage rack to the main storage rack, then set up the mixing station rack number 1 to the mixing station number 1. You want to go ahead and set up your second handler now, guys. Let me do this before I get confused. Alright, that's good. Second handler on this side. So storage rack to the chemistry station, storage rack to the chemistry station, then the backup to the main storage, and the backup storage to the main storage, and then go ahead and set up the second mix rack to the second mixing station. Scroll and then head over back to your third handler. Okay, with this one you're going to be setting up the mixing stations. So we already had the 2 set up. Now head over to the third one. Okay, set it up with the third mixing station, set up the fourth mix rack to the fourth mixing station, then the fifth to the 5th mixing station, then the 6th rack to the 6th mixing station, last but not least 7th mix rack to the 7th mixing station. Scroll. Now let's head over to your 4th handler. Not this one right here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and assign this handler to this storage rack, which is storage rack number 8, to the mixing station number 8, which is the last one. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and go to our backup mix racks and set up the first one to the first main mix rack, then the second one to the second main mix rack, and the third one to the third main mix rack. Last but not least for this handler, the 4th backup mix rack to the 4th main mix rack. I'm gonna go ahead and grab your 5th, I believe your 5th handler, and then head over to the 5th backup mix rack and set it up to the 5th main mix rack, and then the 6th, which is this one right here, to the 6th main mix rack, then the 7th mix rack to the 7th main mix rack, and last but not least the 8th mix rack to the 8th main mix rack. Then here we have an extra slot. What you could do with this one is basically have another couple backups for your pseudo acid and phosphorus. Honestly, I'd love to do this just because I don't like to restock a lot of the time. Maybe once a week in the game, twice a week at most. So in this case, I'm gonna be replenishing this rack with more acid, pseudo, and phosphorus. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is set this handler up to this rack so they can restock the first main rack. Okay, then our last handler is going to do the same exact things with the other racks. So the backup rack, that second backup rack basically, to the very main rack that we're going to use to stock up this chemistry station. Okay, and then you want to get over the other side, do the same exact thing. So highlight this one, then place it to the first main rack. Highlight this one, place it to this main rack. Then you still have 2 leftover spaces, guys. You can either utilize them or you can leave them. In my opinion, what you can do is set up 2 extra racks for the mix racks. And what you could do is maybe, so in this case, what we're gonna have is Mega Bean being the very last one. The second last one's gonna be horse, the horse stuff. Those 2 right there, if you don't ever want to stack them up, you can just have 2 extra shelves somewhere here that have the Mega Bean and the horse stuff, and you can just assign your worker or your handler to those 2 to replenish 7 and 8 mix racks. In this case, I'm not gonna do that, but you can. Okay, you can also play around with this whole setup. It's honestly the most efficient setup that I've created so far. But yeah, just play around with it, guys. If there's something I could fix, if there's something I can make even more efficient, please let me know. I love suggestions. Let me know. But otherwise, I'm gonna be setting up the workers very soon. But before I do that, I'm gonna set up the mixes here, the mixes on that shelf, and then we'll go ahead and put the workers onto their beds, and then put money into their luggage, and then we're gonna see how this all works. Make sure everything is organized. Let's finish the last 2 racks here. Then we'll go ahead and set up our mixes. Don't forget you can use the deliveries app and just buy everything that you need from here at your convenience. So you can get your mixes. You can also hit up Shirley to get your pseudo. So that's a great trick. And then also when it does arrive, you don't necessarily have to take everything out at the same exact time. This will never disappear for as long as you have something in the trunk. Even if it's not from the order that you ordered, if you put something from your inventory and it stays there, this truck will always stay here, or this van. Okay, you can always use it as like a spare storage. Okay, you can always have it here. Same with the other one. Alright guys, we just stocked up basically every single shelf. I need to put my cube in this one. Yeah, I think we do have enough for that one. Let's see. Yeah, it's perfect. And more actually. Alright, after this, basically what we're gonna do now is assign our workers. You're gonna see them live in action. Alright, so let's go ahead and assign each and every single one of them to a bed. Start with this one here. Then after assigning them to a bed, I'll show you guys what to do. Alright guys, now what you want to do is open their briefcase, just place some money in there. You don't have to place how much money I'm placing, but just place however much you need to so that you don't have the headache of doing it later. You can see that they're already going to work. What they're supposed to do first is place the acid, pseudo, and phosphorus into the chemistry stations. We're going to see them do that right now. Then we're going to see these guys putting the mixes into the mixing stations and then replenishing the mixing station main storages by the backup storages. You can see them doing that now. Okay, they're all coordinated. So this is good to go. Now you got your chemist coming in and creating the mix and then going to be placing it into the oven. I'm going to show you guys by the end of this. I'll fast forward everything and then show you how many bricks they create in one day. Okay guys, I'll be back. So I just forgot that I do not have anyone assigned to the brick press, so make sure the last person you assign to anything is assigned to the brick press. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We'll have him come in and turn our drugs into a brick. Right. Nice. Then you should be placing it here. Wonderful. Awesome guys. And this right here, I'll show you how much it's going to be worth. Okay, this is called LA Queen. Okay, and then what its asking price is $343. It's 100% addictiveness, so that's really good. And then the suggested is also $343. You do not have to, list it for sale. All you need to do is take this brick, give it to Benji or Molly or whoever your dealer is, and what they'll do is have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots, I believe. What you want to do is fill up 1, 2, 3, 4 slots and keep the 5th one open. I'll show you guys in a second, okay? Our 5th brick is on its way. This is literally all in one day. Actually almost 2 days, but this is insane. Like, it's just a money maker, very efficient. It works, guys. I haven't seen these guys stop working at all. It's because they have something to do every single second. We're already out of the horse stuff, but as you can see here, we still have a bunch. Okay. And it hasn't been a week exactly, but it will be a week before we have to fill up again. Yeah, as you can see, still pretty good on this. We're just chilling. This is really good, guys. Again, if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. I'm more than happy to look into it, see what I can improve on, or what I can add. We do have 2 extra slots as well, so I could have just added 2 more storages right here, etc., etc. But it is what it is, guys. You can add whatever you want to add. You want to alter this setup, please do so. Use it to your advantage. Head them up. And then just trade off your items. So in this case, let's say I have 4 of these. I'll just put 1, 2, 3, and 4. Leave the 5th one empty. That way he can have the chance to break it down to whatever client he's selling to. Because a client will not buy a whole block, or sorry, a whole brick. So he's gonna be breaking it down to baggies or even jars, and then sell that off. No worries, Benji. Give me my money. Money, money, money. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be coming out with some more tutorial videos very soon. Peace.